What do you think we replace a time capsule that music used to be for our generation? Or it doesn't really, it's not a time capsule anymore.
No, I think because access is much better now, people tend to have way more eclectic tastes in music. People listen to stuff from all over the place in all kinds of different genres. I don't think that's really a thing anymore. And I think it's because it's more accessible. Back then, like I said, you had access to, these songs, and it wasn't always all of them that you liked. You just kind of picked and choose the ones that you listen to a lot. Nowadays, you can get a lot more fresh music. You can get be exposed to a lot of older music from kind of any time, just by the way it works. So I think people are consuming way less popular music. And don't get me wrong, when it comes to, selling singles and, still selling albums and those types of, new pop artists are still doing that. But I think that most people aren't that into pop anymore. Most people have a way more eclectic, like back in the 90s, there were those people who would only listen to pop music, and they think poorly of you if you didn't. That's gone.
I think that disappeared in like the 2010 kind of thing. Like
Yeah,
I would say like people had very strong limits and restrictions in terms of music.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
the people who were like hardcore, like heavy metal, if you would
yeah.
listen to like other type of music, they will rip you off. Like
Mm.
I think like
It was almost like an early form of identity politics. The music
yes.
that you consume was directly related to your ideas and path in life and stuff like that.
And,
It
of
was a
course,
little bit strange.
and you also had to play the part. You could
Yeah.
not be listening to heavy metal and rock and roll if you didn't have at least a leather jacket too.
Yeah, exactly.
There is no such thing as like dress normal and be eclectical. You had to
Yeah,
play the part.
yeah,
But now,
yeah, yeah.
like in the 2010, I don't think there is any more like that kind of restriction in terms of who
I
listens to
mean, I
what.
mean, I mean, music culture is still a thing, and some way more limited groups than it was back then. Like nowadays, you can consume just about anything, and nobody gives a damn. I think, like I said, it ties into that thing. Back then, you had to really work for what you like, and it was really too easy to limit yourself. It kind of helped you in that stage. It was really hard to find all kinds of different music. If you started looking for a specific kind of music, you could usually go to people who had those specific kinds of music and just get what you wanted. So I think those cultures are somewhat intertwined, what with us now consuming a much wider variety of music. Most people do. And that kind of dying down, that kind of almost tribalist, that kind of almost tribalist defense of our particular type of music or that type of music or this type of music. I mean, it's still around. We still get that feelings, but it's nowhere near the way it was, back when we were younger.
What do you think about these people who does these remixes of music that should not be like paired together? Like this, like this type of combinations that really should not work, but because of the beat and everything, it works in a way. But what do you think? Is
Yeah.
it outrageous?